Hi, it's another Sunday and I'm excited to be with you again. Don't forget, work starts on Monday, but the week starts on Sunday. So take a bit of time to lay out your week. Last week, we talked about emotion as the biological system that enables us to restore balance in our lives. We also said that the root of the word emotion simply means to move. And that is to say that emotion propels us, motivates us, or if you like to say, moves us to maintain balance in a physical state. Now, the actual function or the basic function of the brain is to keep us alive, survival. The survival instinct of the brain is actually the function of the emotional brain. So how does emotion motivate us, move us to maintain balance? We're going to talk about three components of emotion that enables this: the physical, the cognitive, and the behavioral. The physical is a physiological arousal that announces an emotion. The heart palpitations, increased heart rate, sweaty palms, all of those things that we feel. The cognitive, on the other side, is how we interpret emotion. There are three things that can happen here. We can either wallow in emotion, repress or resist emotion, or reason with emotion, that is, critically analyze an emotional situation. Take, for instance, you're home alone and the bushes begin to rattle and you start to think, oh, there's a ghost out there, I'm in danger. What if it's a snake? You know what will happen to you. Now, another person is at home and the bushes begin to rattle. He feels shivers, but then he decides to look out the window. What exactly is happening? Oh, it's a windy night. Okay, so it's the breeze that's rattling the branches. Okay, so I'm fine. His homeostatic state begins to calm down because he has critically analyzed the situation. Another person in the same situation thinks, I can't be afraid. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. My enemies have lost the battle. But in the situation where you're wallowing in an emotion, and in the situation where you're resisting or repressing emotion, you're actually empowering that emotion to fight against you, to polarize you, and to incapacitate you. When you repress an emotion, in fact, another way I see a lot of people, especially women, repress emotions is you're in a toxic relationship and then things continue to happen. You refuse to address them because to you, you want to maintain peace. That is false peace and no peace at all. And so you have a pile up of emotional garbage on the inside of you. Those things are being repressed into your subconscious mind. And someday they will take on the power of their own and attack you. So the way you deal with emotions cognitively determine whether you create a safe channel for those emotions to achieve their aim, which is actually to help you survive and to thrive, or you repress the emotion and end up with a mental disorder. The third part is the behavioral. This includes the facial expressions, the gestures, the actual actions that you take when you're in an emotional situation. These behaviors begin your journey to restoration or to mental health disorders, because in actual sense, behavior restores or enhances thoughts, and it enhances emotions. Take for instance, you're having a toxic conversation. The person has flared up, is shouting and charging at you. The first thing your brain does is to take up a threatened mode and either fights, flees, or freezes. But if you're operating from a cognitive perspective, you could actually take an action, which is a behavior that simply says to the person, I'm sorry you're not having a conversation, so I'll come back to this conversation when you're calm and are willing to have a conversation. And then you walk away and go and process the situation. And then you're in a better state to have a proper conversation. That's a behavior that comes from a place of knowledge, from an empowered place. So these are the three components of emotion that should be used to restore balance in order to live a fully functional life. Until I come your way again next week, be well, live your best life. Thank you for watching again.